Right now at 6, making sidewalks more accessible. Find out how much you could be fined for not clearing sidewalks within 24 hours of a snowstorm.
And interim UWL Chancellor gives a spring semester welcome address following the firing of former UWL Chancellor Joe Gow.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
No one is injured following a house fire in Viroqua yesterday afternoon. Viroqua Fire Department Chief Chad Burrows says the department was sent to William Street for a report of a fire in the clothes dryer. When they arrived, firefighters could see smoke coming from the house. Chief Burrows says the fire was quickly brought under control and put out. Now, no one was injured, but smoke damaged the entire house and fire damaged the bedroom and area of origin. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
The recent snowstorms have left roadways and sidewalks covered with snow. According to local ordinances, residents are required to shovel the sidewalks after it snows before being penalized. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall joins us live in the city of La Crosse with the latest. Jeremy.
Ken, here on 6th Street, the sidewalk outside the Wells Fargo Bank is still covered with snow. I'm going to step outside the shop for a second so you can see all up and down here. Nothing's being shoveled yet. But in some cities, you have within 24 hours to remove that snow before you get penalized.
Onalaska is one of those cities. People are required to clear their sidewalks within 24 hours after a snowstorm. Anyone who doesn't will receive this red card from the Department of Public Works. Residents and business owners have another 24 hours to remove the snow before the sidewalk is re-inspected. The city will then remove the snow themselves and people will be charged.
Our ordinances and fee schedule state that there's a $50 administrative fee and $2 per lineal foot. So if you have 100 foot of frontage, you'll be charged $200 for your frontage and $50 administrative fee for a total of a $250 fee.
This week is a busy one for them. The department handed out multiple red cards to sidewalks still covered with snow.
We sent 4 staff members out and actually canvassed the whole entire city and carded 30 different properties and went back the next day on Tuesday, and we actually removed snow at 4 properties. So we received a lot of compliance from just putting the carding the properties and just the properties in general.
The fees might seem harsh, but according to Halter, it's to make getting around safer for everyone.
We really want to promote pedestrian traffic during the winter months. It's really meant for the people that need to walk to the store or walk to school. There's children that are walking to school. There's people out just getting exercise.
And guys, I also reached out to Ryan Rasmussen, the neighborhood superintendent right here in La Crosse, to find out why sidewalks, including the one I'm standing on, still haven't been shoveled since the snow arrived. He has not responded to my request for a comment. Ken and Emily?
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Holzer suggests anyone out of town should find someone to shovel their sidewalks for them.
As we have previously reported, a former UW La Crosse chancellor no longer has a job. Joe Gow was fired last month as chancellor for starring in and producing online pornography with his wife.
Betsy Morgan has been appointed as interim chancellor and spoke with students and staff earlier today. News 8 Now's Michael Germain was at UWL and spoke with the interim chancellor about the future of the university. Good evening, Michael.
Ken and Emily, UW La Crosse's interim chancellor says it's extraordinary to see the amount of people showing support for her and the university throughout these unusual times. The new UWL interim chancellor, Betsy Morgan, addressed students and staff this morning during her spring semester welcome address. Morgan will hold the position for the next 6 months and says she is looking to provide stability along with outreach for the community.
We are so much a part of the community that we want to make sure they know UWL is effective and a strong university, and we will continue to be there.
Now, Morgan says she is focused on moving forward and looking towards the future. She also adds that she is keeping her options open on becoming the new head chancellor of UWL. Ken and Emily?
All right, Michael Germain live in studio. Thank you, Michael. And one quick clarification point. Joe Gow was fired indeed as the chancellor. He still has a tenured position within the educational list. He is on paid administrative leave, and that tenured status has been requested to be reviewed by the UW Board of Regents. So developments could be coming the next month or so. So we'll be staying on that story for sure. In the meantime, we are also staying on weather conditions. The snow is not going away and the cold not going away either. Let's get the latest from Greg.
Not anytime soon. In fact, we might get a little bit more snow coming here tomorrow evening, some light fluffy stuff before we have another blast of winter Arctic air coming for the weekend, but bigger changes on the horizon for next week. But for this evening, not too bad actually, probably pretty nice, definitely single digits, but not too much of the wind chill. Overall, if you look at current high temperatures, we actually made it above 10 degrees for most locations, so that was a nice jump from the previous day, finally getting above that 10 after about 3 or 4 days of not seeing it. Current temperatures are around 10 to 11. We do have some high clouds beginning to push across over the head, but current feel-like temperatures, just a little bit of a wind chill out there, but not too bad. Lowest should be about -5. There's your cloud cover beginning to approach from a weak system that's providing a little bit snow that'll stay to the south. Otherwise, if we zoom in, we'll see more of that high cloud overnight, which will help to keep the temperatures up, and the flow is from the west instead of northwest. That'll also help to keep those temperatures up a little bit overnight. So all the day, we look at the evening, we're just going to kind of stay steady at 9 degrees with a little bit of wind chill and high clouds. Same story for as we go to Leclerc too, just a couple degrees cooler and dropping a few more with some high clouds out there with a little bit of a wind chill, but not too much. Later on, we're going to break down all these winter weather advisories we have to the west. They are going to be approaching some snow. We won't see any of that, but I'll break down when to expect to snow, how much, and how cold it's going to feel going Friday and Saturday before we flip the switch for next week.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Today is the second day of the E. Jean Carroll trial, and Trump was almost kicked out of the courtroom. The trial will determine damages for Trump's defamation of E. Jean Carroll. The morning ended with a confrontation between Trump and Judge Lewis Kaplan. Carroll's attorney, Sean Crowley, said despite earlier warnings, Trump continues to make comments. The judge said, quote, "Mr. Trump has a right to be present here. That right can be forfeited if he is disruptive and if he disregards court orders." He threatened to bar Trump from attending, Trump replying, "I would love it." The judge said, "You just can't control yourself," to which Trump responded, "You can't either."
Today, Texas authorities gave Border Patrol access to a boat ramp in Eagle Pass, but Texas authorities continued to block agents from conducting other normal duties in the zone. The state took over the park and 2.5 miles of the Rio Grande a week ago, putting up fencing and gates around the area. Now, the Biden administration issued a cease and desist letter to the Texas Attorney General asking to restore Border Patrol's access by today. There are no signs of that happening so far. This standoff has prompted the United Patriot Party to urge volunteers to travel to Eagle Pass to help stop migrants from crossing the border. Still ahead, Republican candidates changing their focus from Iowa to New Hampshire.
Leading up to the next primary, DeSantis and Haley are trying to close in on Trump's lead.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org. or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Republican presidential candidates are now turning their attention away from Iowa and toward New Hampshire's upcoming primary.
CNN's Omar Jimenez reports.
The Republican race for president is refocusing in New Hampshire, with all three candidates campaigning in the Granite State after former President Trump's landslide victory in Iowa.
Do you think what happened in Iowa is going to happen here in New Hampshire?
I think that is a strong possibility of yes.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is sharpening his message to try to cut into some of Trump's overwhelming GOP support and criticizing his GOP rivals for not debating in New Hampshire.
I'm the only candidate that actually agreed to come to New Hampshire to debate. I'm the only one who's not running a basement campaign at this point.
Trump took a detour to New York to attend jury selection in the defamation case brought against him by E. Jean Carroll before heading to New Hampshire. A long line of supporters waited for him in the blistering cold to get into his campaign event.
I said, will people show up? But they always show up.
Trump is trying to secure an equally dominant finish in New Hampshire to secure his path to the nomination.
We really got to get back on to Biden and beating the Democrats and not wasting a lot of time with these two.
Meanwhile, Haley is staking her campaign on a strong finish in the first primary state by courting support from more moderate voters.
I am looking for an alternative Republican to run against Joe Biden.
Her competitors say she can't win the primary without Republican support.
Nikki Haley, in particular, is counting on the Democrats and liberals to infiltrate your Republican primary.
To win a Republican primary, you can't rely on Democrats coming in and changing their registration. You got to be able to win core Republicans. You got to be able to win conservatives. And she cannot do that.
Haley's allies are hoping for a strong finish as she campaigns on a message of generational change.
Don't you think we need to have mental competency tests for anyone over the age of 75? These are people making decisions on our national security. These are people making decisions on the future of our economy. We need to know they're at the top of their game.
But Haley's also facing criticism for how she answered a question about racism in the United States during an interview Tuesday.
We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No.
Her campaign clarified her remarks in a statement, writing, "America has always had racism, but America has never been a racist country."
So voters in New Hampshire will head to the polls next Tuesday. Still ahead, some good news for homeowners.
Mortgage rates are dropping. We'll have the numbers in just a couple of minutes.
And we got some light snow for your Thursday evening commute, some light fluffy stuff, but then we got some cold air behind that before we really flip the switch for next week. I'll break down when to expect the snow, how much, and how cold it'll feel coming in Friday and Saturday. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
Huga, a calm, comfortable time with people you love. Often enjoyed with a good book, a warm blanket, and a crackling fire. Let La Crosse Fireplace Company help create this feeling in your home. Choose a Heat and Glow fireplace in gas, wood, or pellet. Stay warm and cozy with the Heat and Glow fireplace from La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Our composite windows are the clear choice for your home. This window is 12 times stronger than vinyl, 2,000% more airtight, and 40% more energy efficient, all at a price less than what many companies charge for vinyl windows. What does this mean for you and your home? Our composite windows make you more comfortable and save on your energy bills.
You're such a window nerd.
I've done my research, so you don't have to.
Come visit our new showroom and test the window nerd's knowledge. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
Buy a sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or sausage McGriddles and get one for $1.
Hefty. Whoa. How do they get these things to smell so good? Hefty. Must be magic. Hefty Ultra Strong with Fabuloso scent.
Save big this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Pepsi products, 6-pack mini cans or bottles, just $2.99 each when you buy 4. Jack's Pizza is just $2.48. Get General Mills cereal like Cheerios for just $1.99. Tostitos, just $2.99. Hy-Vee bacon is just $2.99. And Prego Italian sauce is only $1.48. Get these great deals and more Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
If you've been in a serious accident, you need a serious legal team. By Goff and Rohde is the Western Wisconsin powerhouse. Attorneys who won't settle for less than you deserve. Call By Goff and Rohde.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Well, there's some good news for home buyers and sellers.
You bet. Mortgage rates are declining. The average rate is about 6.6%. That's more than a full percentage point lower than last year's high of 7.79. Confidence among home builders is surging.
But what's really needed to beef up the market is for existing homeowners to become more willing to sell. And that requires interest rates low enough to encourage them to give up their current loan rates. Another concern is an expansion in home building could lead to material shortages and labor cost increases.
As of now, mortgage applications for all types of homes are climbing. Well, what else is climbing are our temps.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of relief. It wasn't ridiculous walking the dogs in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Not like the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Let's get the latest from Greg.
Yeah, we got some climbing, but that climbing will really happen next week. But in the meantime, we still got some Arctic air that's going to come through. For tomorrow, it won't be as cold. Actually, some areas might stay above 0 overnight. We'll see cloud cover really start thickening up as we go in the afternoon, still getting up about 10 or 11 degrees. Here's that light snow that begin to spread across the area, mainly south of I-90 and especially south of I-94 will be where most of it will fall from about 1 and then all the way through about the evening commute, especially as you go further south towards Prairie du Chien. The evening commute will be impacted by this light snow as it comes through. Notice the winds begin to turn around from the north. That'll start ushering in some colder air Thursday night. But I bet you about 8 or 9 we'll start seeing it push east of the area. So once again, it's about a 3 to 4 hour period for most areas. And areas up to Ladysmith may not see much at all in the way of snow. Once we get to that, some partly cloudy skies overnight then as you see temperatures begin to fall and the winds out of the northwest. So overall for the snow, we're expecting about a 3 to 4 hour period of this light fluffy snow. Really, it's going to be due to the cold temp. So road treatment probably won't work because we'll be in the single digits. Drifting snow, it's light, so it will be able to move around with just a breeze. I don't think we'll see a lot of blowing snow, but drifting across the roads. And like I said, most of this should be ending before midnight. If you look at the totals, higher as you go further south, less as you go 1 to 2. Once again, it'll be light. Even with 2 inches, it's going to be fairly light, but that's something to keep in mind of for your evening commute. You will be encountering some of that light snow. Once that passes through, our skies begin to clear out for Friday into Saturday, and that's going to set up a cold Friday night into Saturday morning, and potentially Saturday does look pretty sunny. It won't be till the afternoon till we start seeing those winds begin to turn around from the other direction, kind of signifying that we're going to get out of that Arctic air. But for the time, the wind chill will become a factor as we go into Friday morning, around 20 to below. During the day Friday, probably about 10 to 20, give or take. It'll still be fairly chilly with that north wind. And then Friday night and Saturday, that's when we could approach maybe 25 to 30 below wind chill as the temperatures plummet really to well below 0, maybe around 10 below. As you wake up Saturday morning, we could see wind chills in that 20 to 30 range. So that's definitely going to be the coldest morning we've had for the last couple days. The good news is that's really about the last day. Sunday might be cold, but everything changes once we get to Sunday. The whole pattern begins to switch. Basically, the eastern side of the U.S. begins to warm up. The west begins to cool down. And you'll see the pattern as these systems begin to approach from the south. So potentially Tuesday and Wednesday could be a little mix. But then notice the next few ones coming up from the south. They're all green, so they're all warm and wet. So we are going to see a transition to above freezing temperatures with some rain chances coming next week, which means we're going to have some damp conditions. We're going to have fog, especially with all that snow on the ground. So it's going to be kind of messy going into next week. Although we'll be in the 30s, it won't quite feel that way with that damp, cold kind of feel. But tonight, getting down to around 0 or 1 degree below with some high clouds. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll get up to about 10, a few degrees cooler than yesterday with the snow moving in probably in the afternoon. Once again, further shot as you go south of I-90 is where you'll probably see most of it. And once we get past that, the temperatures get cold on Friday with wind chills Saturday morning getting quite low, 20 to maybe even 30. Once we get to the tail end of the weekend, things begin to turn around the other direction. And then it can get kind of messy going next week because those 38 degrees, it's going to be a damp, cloudy feel. So it may not feel as warm as you think it will be with being 38.
But as right now, I see 38. I think that's
you
quite
think it's
a
nice
shorts.
from what we've been having.
You know, between damp cold and dry cold, there is a different feel to it. So we'll see, but it could get quite messy next week.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Bucks are back on the road after a dramatic overtime win this past weekend. Plus, the Aquinas High School gym packed this afternoon. 9 Blue Golds making their next stop official. Rob is up next.
New windows can give you a whole new view of the world around you. Call today for a prompt free estimate from the Board Store Home Improvements, 782-8877.
For a state-of-the-art after-sales experience for your Audi, other high-end and European vehicles, there's one place to go, Maury's Audi in Onalaska. Highly trained Audi-specific technicians will take care of your vehicle while you wait in an exclusive cafe and lounge. Schedule today.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Who wants free furniture? This month only, one lucky Wesco shopper will have their entire furniture order refunded. That's right, get your entire furniture order refunded. Will it be you? Plus, everyone gets up to 20% off in select departments store-wide. Did I mention free furniture? This month only, one lucky Wesco shopper will have their entire furniture order refunded. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Are your toilets in need of an upgrade? Not only can older toilets be uncomfortable, they can also clog more and increase your utility bills. At Maxwell White, we offer professionally trusted Kohler toilets. Our popular best-selling toilet is the Kohler Highline, available in various heights to provide ultimate accessibility and ease of use. Don't wait. Start enjoying the exceptional power, innovation, and water-saving sustainability of a new Kohler toilet. Trust the toilet experts at Maxwell White. Plumbing done right. Call today.
Hey man, thanks for holding my beer.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks guys. I'll be here all night. See that?
What?
Hey, what's up? Not much.
I'm gonna need another beer. I swear, you're everywhere.
Yeah, man, I've been busy.
When your vehicle needs service, go to Maury's VW in Onalaska. Competitive rates and highly trained automotive technicians will have your Volkswagen or other domestic vehicles back on the road. While you wait, feel the friendly, upbeat, and engaging energy flow of our service lounge. Schedule today.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
It was another great calendar year for the Aquinas High School sports programs. Each team filled with some incredible young men and women and some really great athletes as well. And a few of them made their next chapter official this afternoon. 9 Blue Golds signing their letter of intent. We'll go sport by sport. Start on the tennis court. Danica Silcox, a 4-time state qualifier. She'll be heading to Duluth to pursue her collegiate career. Next up on the hardwood, Maddie Murphy will bring her sharpshooting skills to UW-Stevens Point as she commits to play basketball for the Pointers. 2 Blue Golds committing to play football at the next level. First, Shane Willenbring will head to South Dakota State University, and his high school teammate, Brady Lenher, will be staying right here in La Crosse to join the Eagles as the senior plans to play for UWL. Next up on the diamond, 3 Blue Golds will be playing baseball in college. Tanner Peterson will make the short trip to Winona to join the Warriors baseball team at Winona State. Will Dietz signing his letter of intent to join the Gusties at Gustavus Adolphus College in St. Peter, Minnesota. And senior standout Eddie Peters will be heading to Cincinnati to play baseball for Division I program Xavier. And for wrestling, state champ Jake Fitzpatrick will hit the mat in Mankato as he commits to the Mavericks. And last but surely not least, David Moline has been a machine during his high school career, both on the gridiron and on the mat. The senior plans to spend a lot of time on the mat in Madison as he joins the Badgers wrestling team. Best of luck to all 9 of these exceptional athletes. On the college hardwood tonight, the UWL women's basketball team is back at Mitchell Hall. Eagles looking for their third conference win of the season as they welcome in UW Oshkosh. Lacrosse got its biggest win of the season last Wednesday night on the road against UW Stout, but the Eagles fell at home over the weekend against UW Platteville. No nights off once WIAC play begins. The ladies with another big test tonight against those Titans. On to the pros now. The Bucks are back on the road tonight after one of their most thrilling wins of the season over the weekend, thanks to Dame Lillard's game-winning 3 at the buzzer in OT. Milwaukee winning its third straight game in dramatic fashion. Bucks will look to make it 4 straight tonight when they take on the Cavs. As for the T-Wolves, Minnesota maintains the best record in the Western Conference. T-Wolves are 28-11 so far in the year. They've won 2 straight. They'll look to make it 3 in a row tonight when they take on Detroit. Pistons are 4-36 on the year. I don't want to guarantee a win yet because they just won their last game against the Wizards. So
True. Can't overlook anybody.
Can't overlook anybody in these
Absolutely.
games.
I absolutely love watching Damian Lillard hit game-winning shots.
Isn't that great?
Dame time.
At the buzzer. They needed that win, too. I mean,
they really did.
They got to catch up to Boston. Boston, I think, is 3 games ahead. So as long as they can stay right there, keep pace. They beat Boston last week.
Yep,
so.
that was a big one, too.
Big one.
Lopsided. Celtics put everyone on the bench
I know.
after the second quarter.
Yep.
It was dominant.
Yeah, I want to talk about Aquinas real quick. Awesome to see all those kids go. And not just Xavier's an awesome program.
Sure.
Eddie Peters is great.
Yep.
But just seeing a couple kids staying in the area, too, would be fun to watch.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yep.
Thanks, Rob.
For sure. All right, more news after this.
What's this? Time. Time for what? Time for the Great Vanishing Act. All this must go. What about me? You're the first to go.
Hey, I like it here.
Really? Hurry in for the end of business sale at American Home Fireplace and Patio. Save hundreds, even thousands, over 100 fireplaces and stoves, all displays, in-stock grills, and patio furniture must go. American Home Fireplace and Patio, Highway 16, West Salem.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
All right, tomorrow's snow, around 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., some light snow that fall, so it will impact the evening commute, something to keep in mind of. Otherwise, we get cold for Friday, Saturday, especially Saturday morning, and then the change, the pattern begins next week.
Yeah, sure does. All right. Thanks, Greg, and thank you all for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you at 10.